Assistant Audit Officer or Assistant Accounts Officer, a very prestigious post in the Comptroller and Auditor General of India office, and one of the most sought after posts in SSC CGL exams. Why? So this session is precisely to answer that question. Why AAO is one of the most sought after posts, why AAO has a separate examination apart from the other posts. There are a lot of other popular posts, inspector, examiner, but preventive officers, AAO assistant, ASO assistant section officers, but they don't have a separate exam in tier 2, right? But this particular one has, JSO has. So why does this happen? Why is there some extra qualification needed? Am I eligible if I don't have a particular set of qualifications? So all those questions will be answered in this short video today. So let's quickly start right away. The complete guide, the complete understanding of the AAO job profile, right? So the Assistant Audit Officer or the Assistant Accounts Officer, why is this one of the most sought after posts? Is because this is the only post in the complete SSC CGL profile which gives you an entry level gazetted officer tag. In all the other posts, you are either Group B non-gazetted or Group C. Are you getting it? Group B non-gazetted or Group C. Group B gazetted is only this post. For an example, I'll give you a brief example. If you join SSC CGL, let's say as an inspector of GST department, right? After, let's say, around about 10 years, approximately 8 to 10 years, depends on which city you are also, and the cadre restructuring, if at all it happens, then you will be posted to the position of a superintendent, which is a Group B gazetted post. Though the pay scale is slightly different, but this post lies somewhere between the two. And this also comes in the gazetted post. So this is one of the only gazetted posts which is available in the CGL examination. Apart from that, this is the only post with the pay level 8, that is grade pay of 4,800. So the maximum, we used to call them interview posts once upon a time, the inspector post, etc. And their maximum grade pay was 4,600. But then this was introduced, the posts of AAO, which now offers a maximum grade pay of 4,800. These are the only two posts, AAOs, which will enable that for you. So hence a lot of students plan to appear for these examinations with a slightly extra preparation. But there is a huge misconception about this exam, about this post in a lot of students. We'll discuss about that, right? So this is what I've already discussed with you. Pay level 8, immediate prestige because enters directly as a Group B gazetted officer. And authority office, gazetted officer itself means that the Gazette of India will be holding you as an officer. Those who are non-gazetted, their details and names are not mentioned there. So they don't have authorities they don't have the authority to validate or attest documents. This is one of the powers which is there in a gazetted officer. So it is there. That is one of the document attestation power is there from day one. And there are other various perks and other aspects associated with it. Now let's look at the eligibility. The biggest myth which I need to crack here. When we talk of eligibility and when you know that there is a separate paper in tier 2, apart from what you already give at tier 1 is the same for everybody. In tier 2, you will be giving your regular paper also. But apart from that, an additional paper is what you will be giving. Now, a lot of people feel that probably there is some restriction in the eligibility criteria. Well, the age criteria has to be under 30 years, of course, above 18 and under 30. Category relaxations will apply there. And the degree can be any bachelor's degree from a recognized university. So they are not aiming for a particular educational qualification, but a desirable qualification. So it's never mandatory, but it is desirable. That also does not mean that if let's say two of you have secured some marks, you have also clarified the cutoff, etc., everything for an AAO, they have a valid post, so they will select you. Then it's not going to be like, oh, you do not have these qualifications, so we are going to reject you. No. But in the moment of a tie, let's say there is only one post left and there is a tie among two students, both have secured same number of marks, all the things have happened. So now these desirable posts will be used as a tiebreaker in that case, desirable qualifications. What are the qualifications? So you can either be a professional CA, a CMA, company secretary, masters in commerce, MCom, or MBA in finance. If you possess either of these qualifications, these are desirable for this particular post, not compulsory. Be sure about this. So this is mostly used for tie breaking and initial department matching. So which department should we send this person to based on these qualifications? Otherwise, even without this, in fact, this is actually true. More than 80% of the people who are selected for the post of AAO do not possess these qualifications. So it's that. So you have to decide at this stage that, okay, why only inspector? Why only examiner? Why only income tax inspector? Why only nowadays OS? Of course, the volume of the seats, the vacancies, definitely is a deciding factor for a lot of students. Also, the location, where will they be posted, is also a desirable factor for a lot of students. But if you're aiming to get into a government service, you can have this also as one of the top priorities, okay? Because this places you above the others, above the lot. Now let's look at the job profile. They are both part of the Comptroller and Auditor General of India, this office, and Assistant Audit Officer, Assistant Accounts Officer. There are huge differences in their job profile. So let's go through that. Assistant Audit Officer is majorly a senior position of an auditor. So after an auditor, you become an Assistant Audit Officer, then you become a Senior Audit Officer, SAO. Now on that pathway, you are selected at this grade pay 4800, and it's a heavily field work based intensive job profile. So you will mostly have to travel because various government audits etc. will be performed and you will be a part of that team. So you will always be somewhere or the other in the field. You will be a part of some audit which will be going on, and it will be highly inspection heavy. You will be reviewing their documents, their financial transactions. Okay, how true are they? Is there any discrepancy which is happening here? Like private auditing firms, this is like a government auditing firm and you are doing that job for them. Okay. So what are you doing? You're inspecting government departments, PSU, regulatory bodies. You are checking their financial accuracy and expenditure compliance. Okay. So frequent outstation audit tours. Supposedly today you have to audit an oil company. So a team will be made and you will be sent with them. So that is how it happens, and it can happen very suddenly also. It's very frequent. Whereas on the other hand, Assistant Accounts Officer is looking at maintaining the government accounts, okay, of all these organizations or of government accounts, regular government accounts. And this is majorly a desk job, a 9 to 5 desk job with very few, less frequent or almost zero travel involved whatsoever. Okay, so desk oriented stationary job. You are compiling, you are maintaining, you are consolidating state or central government accounts before upper management reporting, right? Travel is almost minimum. You're stationed at state capitals or major administrative hubs. So that is how you can compare the job profiles. Of course, the pay is same. Based on the city you are in, the pay might vary because of the house rent allowance and the travel allowances, etc. But generally the pay is the same. The pay matrix, the pay scale is the same. The profiles are slightly different. Okay. Now, if we talk about the pay, these are not exact numbers. Hence, I have mentioned the range because now the DA is 50%. And that the HRA is also 30%, 20%, 10% now. It's no more the old ones, 27, etc. So it has also changed that ways. So that this will only increase in this range. Okay. So think of that. This is a gross pay in an X city. X city means a metro city. Y city means a tier 2 city, and Z cities are tier 3 or rural cities. So these are the variations, and these variations are not in the basic pay, but because of the not even dearance allowance on the basic pay, and majorly because of HRA. There will be also travel allowance here. So this is the general range which you can assume the salary to be, but it is always going to be higher than the other posts, right? But one thing here is there is a hidden wealth also. There are various saving aspects associated with it, because as I told you that there is a lot of travel involved in this particular section. So a per day allowance is granted in those days. For example, you are traveling for a week to another city altogether. So your accommodation, your travel, etc. will be taken care of by the government of India. And also there will be an allowance given to you for your food, for your general expenses. So which will save a lot of money in that time zone for you. So this acts as an additional benefit, an additional perk here. So that's a daily allowance, DA. It's also called DA, but this is not the dearance allowance. A daily allowance during outstation towards significantly boost net savings. And this is apart from the daily allowance, there is a separate perquisite which is actually a part of all the government services, the CGHS medical services, the leave and travel concession, and educational allowances for your children in future if they will be studying. So allowances for them will also be granted. So this last part is actually a part of all government services, central government services. But apart from these perks, this is an additional thing, a daily allowance when you are stationed, you're traveling outstation. Okay. Now, there are some other aspects to it also. Okay. So Assistant Audit Officer. Okay. So you obviously highest initial salary. That's a big pro for us. A gazetted status, big pro for us. faster promotions, very structured paths to audit officer, senior audit officer. Okay, but there are, as compared to other departments, this actually is very fast and structured. But there are certain cons associated here. What are these cons? To get promoted, it's not that easy. You have to have a 2-year fixed probation when you join. And after that, there is an internal departmental exam, which is the SES exam. Let me tell you, when you are an inspector, let's say you're an inspector in the GST department and you want to become a superintendent, there also department exams are involved. If you are a TA, you want to become an ETA, or nowadays I think they don't have the position of STA, they have a position of executive assistants. So from a TA, if you want to be promoted to an executive assistant, then also there is a departmental exam which is conducted. So it's not new. A departmental exam is not new. But generally, this is an insider thing which I'm telling you. Departmental exams are almost always easy to clear when you are in the department already. But here the story is slightly different. These are more serious, these are more challenging, and these have an added problematic, I would say, a clause associated. I'll tell you that in a while. Okay, be with me for a while. I'll explain that also to you. What is the problem of this SES exam? So these are the pros. These may be the cons. There is a lot of pressure as far as the SES exam, the interdepartmental exam, is concerned for your conversion from your probation to a senior post, right? And mandatory clearance is required. That is for everywhere only. Strict accountability. As an officer, as an assistant audit officer, you have highly strict accountability because you're dealing with very sensitive financial information of highly, high stakeholding public sector enterprises, etc., undertakings, etc. So it can be like you're walking on eggshells. So be careful about that. And work-life balance, if you are an assistant audit officer, work-life balance can be problematic. If you're an assistant accounts officer, then it's comparatively easier, right? Let me now talk in slight detail about the SES exam pressure with you. The SES exam pressure. So your entry is as an assistant audit or accounts officer, gazetted, group B post, 4800 grade pay. Now, this is the bottleneck. Your 2-year probation and a mandatory SES exam after that probation to get a further promotion. Once you clear this, then promotion will become very easy. It's very structured. It's very quick, in fact. Okay, structured, rapid promotion growth. You will become an audit officer, and very soon then your path towards becoming a senior audit officer will be cleared. So there is a good structured growth and a very quick growth here as compared to any other government departments you're sitting for in the SSC CGL exam. But if at all you fail to clear this exam in designated number of attempts, in other departments that does not matter. You remain at your position. If as an inspector you fail to clear the superintendent exam, you will remain at your position. Next year they'll open the exam again, you can give it again. If you fail to clear the exam at the TA level, you'll remain at the TA level. Nothing else will happen. But here, there is a strict problem. The problem is either you will be demoted. So you entered as an assistant audit officer, but you may be demoted to the position of an auditor, or you may be terminated from the job altogether. So this is a bottleneck, and this is very serious. This is very important. So if you're getting here, be prepared for this. Be prepared means I have to accept this, that okay, this is going to come my way and I have to clear this hurdle going forward in the next 2 years after I join. Okay, so be careful about that. That is very important. This is the game changer for a lot of students. So you need to be ready for this pressure beforehand, the SES exam. So what should I tell you about the verdict? This is just a simple flow chart. Actually, if your concepts in core economics, finance and bookkeeping are solid, or even if they are not solid, but you're interested to put in that extra effort to cover these topics as an extra paper at tier 2 level, then if that is yes, then you can go ahead. If it is a no here, that no, I neither my topics are solid, nor am I interested in these topics, nor am I interested to put in any extra effort, then it is better that you target the standard CGL post only. But if you are interested to put in the efforts here, then the step 2 is, do you require absolute geographical stability and zero outstation travel from day 1? Okay, my geographical stability involves that something like a home posting, or I'm closer to my home state, or I don't have to travel a lot, or I'm looking for, let's say, tier A big city. Okay, I have to be geographically in a certain region only, and I'm not going to travel. I'm looking for a desk job 9 to 5. If that is your option, then please go for the ASO and CSS in Delhi, NCR. In Delhi, you will be posted in the ministry, and you will be stationed here, and it's a normal 9 to 5 desk job. Okay, a lot of you will argue, what about assistant accounts officer? So that is not based on you, right? So if that is the case, then also you should not go ahead. But if this is not the case, if you are not looking for a geographical stability or a desk job, then please go ahead, target for the AAO exam. It is definitely going to prove beneficial for you, right? Because it is actually prestigious, one of the most prestigious posts among all the examinations of all the posts of SSC CGL exam. Now, I want to give you an input. We have discussed this. Okay, I have told you about what all you can do, how all you can do it. But what exactly should I study? You're telling me to cover core concepts of economics, finance, and bookkeeping. Where do I find the content? Nobody's teaching it. Well, we are. Oliveboard has launched these special courses for SSC CGL AAO by specific experts targeting the finance, accounts, and economics aspects in detail pertaining to the paper 3, okay, of your tier 2. So you can go ahead and check it out on the Oliveboard platform. You simply need to log into the website, select SSC in the drop down. On the dashboard itself, you can go down, keep scrolling, and you will get the SSC AAO courses exclusively in the English language also, and available in Hindi also. Hindi means mix Hindi English, hence we call it Hinglish. So these start on June 15th. If you want, I can quickly show it to you also. Yeah, this is your progress, and this is about the course. So these are the course highlights. Everything is covered here for you with all the benefits Oliveboard has to offer regularly. So go ahead and check this course out, right? We have commercial, we have CAs who are teaching this course, okay, GKGS expert, etc. So go ahead, check this course out and utilize it for your full benefit. And if you're new on the platform, hit the subscribe button and like this video and share it across platforms so that other students who are aiming for the AAO exam, who are aiming for the AAO post, can get a better insight into the overall preparation and better understanding of how to navigate the same. Thank you so much for watching live, guys. I'll see you around in the next session. Till then, you guys take care. Bye-bye. Namaskar. Jai Hind.